Have you ever purchased a new home or maybe met someone who purchased a new home and they had a terrible experience? Well, today I want to share with you in this video 7 huge mistakes a buyer may make when purchasing a new home, and I want to help you avoid these mistakes. So let's get right into it. Hi, I'm Dana Pollard with Keller Williams Realty, and just a side note, I did sell new home construction before I got my real estate license, so I got my feet wet, learned the process, and I've helped many buyers build a new home. All right, the first huge mistake many buyers make, and I learned this when I used to work in new home construction, we talk about it in our sales meetings about the competition, is they fall prey to the builder's marketing schemes. And I say schemes because I don't know if you've seen this, but if you have, many builders do it. A couple off the top of my head. Grand Homes. Grand Homes is notorious for this. I love Grand Homes. I think they're beautiful, but this is what they do. $32,000 off sale. I've seen them do $50,000 off a new home sale. And I've seen them say, hey, pool included. There's so many different marketing ploys that they do, and other builders will do this as well, that it's like, really? If you have this sale every weekend, how is that a deal? How do you know if you're getting ripped off if the builder says this home is $15,000, $20,000, $50,000, $75,000 off? How do you really know that you're not getting scammed or paying too much money? Is really, you just have a real estate agent pull the comps for that neighborhood. All builders are out there to make a profit, and they're going to use whatever tactic sells a home. Number 2 huge mistake I've seen buyers make is they spend way too much money in the showroom. New home builders make a ton of money in the showroom in upgrades. What upgrades make sense, and what upgrades can you do after move-in, saving you a ton of money? Well, my biggest tip here is both to ask your sales counselor as well as your real estate agent for some contacts for vendors that can come in after you close on the home that will get it much cheaper than in the showroom. Experienced sales counselors are pretty dang good at knowing what's cheaper after build and what's cheaper at build, because depending on the vendors they use, they may have a discounted rate if they build it. And then other things are just astronomically way too expensive. Number 3 is not getting an inspection done, a third-party inspection done on the new home before you close. Now, the argument I hear all the time, which makes sense, is that you're going to have a 1-year warranty on this home. But the argument I would make is when you hire a third-party inspector that represents your best interest in the new home, they're going to catch things that the city inspectors don't catch. Because no one's ever lived in this home, there will be issues after you move in. So what you want to do is catch as many as possible before you move in, and a third-party inspector can help with that. And then you take that report and you send it to the construction manager, and voila, they'll take care of everything on the list. It's not like resale where there's, a handful of things that you'll negotiate. New home builds, you can submit that whole thing, and I promise they're going to catch some things. So it may be $400 or so, give or take, but it's well worth the investment to save you loads of hassle after you move in. This 4th mistake many buyers make is they drive around endlessly looking for new home communities. And I get this because many homes are not in the MLS. And so the best thing that you can do is really get a real estate agent who knows where the new home communities are. Let them drive around endlessly. That's what you're paying them to do, which really, by the way, the seller pays. So it's really essentially free out of pocket for you. But let the real estate agent drive around shopping for homes. Let them narrow it down. And then they're also, if they're experienced, they're going to know where the new home communities are. If there's any hidden communities, like there's one hidden community right by my neighborhood that I'm like, how in the world is anyone going to find this neighborhood if they're not listing their homes in the MLS? The next big mistake buyers make, and it's really not a mistake, guys. This is just that most home buyers, unless you're in the industry, you don't understand the terminology of new home builds. And again, this is not something that I think that you can prevent. So what if the builder builds your home, they've already started, and you discover that your floor plan is flipped? And really all it was is not catching the terms when you're signing the contract. So the sales counselor's like, look, I showed it to you right here. I showed you that your house is going to be flopped, but with all that information coming at you, you may not catch some things, and there are terms that you may not understand that can result in something going not the way you dreamed. So the best solution is, again, having an experienced real estate agent to represent you, because sales counselors, they don't mean to do this, but what's normal terminology for them, everyday language, is not for most people. Which leads me to the next point in saying probably the biggest mistake a buyer makes when purchasing a new home is not hiring an experienced real estate agent who knows the industry, who knows the process of building a home, purchasing a home, to help you out and for someone to represent your best interests. So while we love sales counselors represent the seller, the builder's best interest, as well as their job. Hiring a real estate agent that, when I say hire, the builder pays for the commission and budgets the commission for every single home to pay a real estate agent. And so when you have a real estate agent helping you, then they will catch things, they will go to bat for you I have seen sales counselors making decisions to protect their own job, and it's at the expense of the buyer. And so you want someone who's going to go to bat for you when push comes to shove and there's tension in the air and you don't want it to reflect on you. Let the real estate agent take the hit, because you don't want them neglecting your home because they're mad at you. I know that sounds crazy, but if you've ever built a home, you probably understand this. Which leads me to the 7th big, huge mistake buyers make when buying or building a new home. And it's when they do hire a real estate agent, they may hire their cousin and they don't know anything about the building process either. They know as much as you do about building a home, and so things still get missed. So my recommendation is find a real estate agent who has experience building multiple homes with builders so that they can legitimately help you, walk you through the process, be the go-to person. It's really in your best interest. I hope these tips help you out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch this next home on what to upgrade when building a new home.